Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Mini. We decided to do another collab, Morten and I talking about Clash Mini. We're just going to quickly rank the heroes, based on our experience with them so far. Morten, welcome back to the channel, man. How you doing?
Thanks for being back again. I'm excited to talk a bit more about Clash Mini once again.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that some people probably have their own opinions on the power index of these heroes, and I really want to hear from them in the comments below. How would you rank these heroes? Because this was the top of this was kind of easy for us, like our favorite two. And then the other three, it was like, okay, but wait a second. But, you know, and also to consider here is the scalability into the late game. Like, as you play for, you know, longer than the game's been released, obviously, when you upgrade these to level 10, there's going to be, you know, a different in terms of the power dynamic. So anyway, let's start out with number 5. Who do we want to kick things off here? Who do we have as the worst hero in the game?
We have Monk. I mean...
Alright, so guys, the Monk got a massive buff. His speed has been increased, his Peacemaker casting speed increased, and the stun on Peacemaker has been increased by 2 seconds. That's mammoth. He is now skyrocketed from 5th to 3rd best hero, in my opinion.
We were talking about Monk, and I don't really feel it's like a really good hero. Every time I play it, and most of the time winning, I don't really feel it's to that much damage and being that solid. But when we are looking at like the abilities, we saw like at unlock at level 10, it's going to be like doing +7 damage. It might be really broken then, but right now, currently, like still really early in the game, I don't really think he's that strong.
Final piece with Peacemaker would allow him to one-shot a Mega Knight. That's pretty OP, but I agree with, first of all, I want a quick disclaimer here. I think that every hero is actually all right. Like, I don't think anybody's super trash. I don't think if you play Monk, you're at a huge disadvantage, especially if you find teams that are kind of, or minis that are kind of synergized well with him. So want to kind of give that disclaimer, but I agree with you that it was between Monk and the next person that we talk about here. But I agree with you, dude. Wow, that's a lot of damage he can do when he's fully upgraded, but he does seem like if I'm going to be facing any hero, I'm going to probably give my opponent Monk. We decided to go with the Barbarian King. So Barbarian King now is the worst hero in the game, even though he did get a significant buff. Increase HP from 12 to 13 on his base, and his Iron Fist duration has been increased to 4 seconds from 3. Just not enough, and with the massive buff to Monk, I feel like Barbarian King is still serviceable, especially if you have solid minis, a solid mini team around him. However, I still think he's the weakest out of the 5, just ever so slightly. Barbarian King is not bad in the early game. Like, if you're picking him up for the first time, trying him out with a combo of minis, in most decks, he's gonna be, he's versatile. He's versatile. He's kind of tanky, deals some damage. He helps out his allies. But we both kind of agree, right, that he's probably the in the category of the worst compared to the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid tank. It's kind of flexible. You can like play a ton of heroes. I mean, ton of minis with him. But I would say it's like, it's okay. It's a solid tank, but he doesn't do that much.
Yeah, and when I said he does some damage, I meant like just by vis-a-vis his powers on the allies as well around him. So he's not my most fun to play personally, but I don't think he's trash either. I mean, I go against him, you know, here and a little bit here, you know, but not super often.
Number 3 is going to be the Archer Queen.
So Archer Queen got a buff. I think this was a good buff. The casting speed of her crossbow has been slightly increased, and her crossbow super energy has also been reduced from an 8 cost to a 7 cost. It's a nice buff. I still don't put her in the top 3 though. I put her at number 4 because, again, of that big Monk buff.
It's like kind of opposite to the Barbarian King. It's like more like a which you want to play behind the tank, so behind the Giant Skull, behind the Packhead example, which is doing some solid damage, which you can pick up for sure. It's like really different as a Barbarian King, as I said already, but I think it's okay. It's solid. You can deal with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Archer Queen, I was super disappointed in Archer Queen early on, right? I was like, dude, she is really trash. She's a bad hero. And then I was actually, the more I played, right, and as I crept into the top 1,000, I started going against her here and there. People who had the Inspire ability already unlocked, the second ability. I haven't gone against, I don't think there's any level 10s at the time of this recording yet in the game. But I heard that as you progress in this game, she gets better and better and better. And I talked to a bunch of top 10 players as well, and they have a similar experience. Like, don't sleep on Archer Queen. She's actually a lot better when you start unlocking her other abilities.
What I hear from Itzu and Flobby, which are really good right now, they told me, or like they said, that Archer Queen level 3 is like the best hero.
Wow. Okay, well, there we go.
Second best is going to be Countess.
So Countess, guys, man, she is, in my opinion, now the best hero in the game after her kind of rework slash buff and Shield Maiden's kind of rework slash nerf. So we base attack speed has been slightly reduced by from 1 to 0.9. Her super damage has been increased though on the feed. It's been increased from 2 to 3. That's significant. The feed casting speed has also been increased, and then the feed energy cast has been reduced to 5 from 6. That's a massive, massive buff to her feed super. She can now put out a ton of damage, and I think she's the strongest hero in the game now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Mortis out of Brawl Stars. I mean, I just hate to play against this hero. It's so random. She's going down like with the first ability. I just really dislike to play against her because like I feel like I'm losing a ton of games like with 1, 2, 0 HP because she's just like getting under the ground, and then she, like then something is happening which I don't really like. Normally when I see the game I know what is happening, but with her it's like really unpredictable. I never know what's happening. Just
You're
insane.
Absolutely right, man. Like you feel like you have the game on lockdown. You know, you're like, I got this victory, and then Countess just goes on a tear, like you said, burrowing, killing, and slashing, and she's annoying. And when you have the feast unlocked, the level 10 ability, I can only imagine how much more annoying she's going to be. I feel like I'm kind of afraid of Countess when she has the feast unlocked. However, I will say, Morten, I think that we might be in the minority here, man. I hear some people kind of hating on Countess a little bit, saying that she's a little underwhelming. We're both fans of her.
Yeah, I don't really want to see a buff. Like if she gets bad, it will be so annoying for me. Like I don't know, maybe I just trash at her, like defending her, or, like dealing with her, now to counter her. I think she's like a really, really good surprise hero, and sometimes she's like doing things which you don't really expect, I feel like.
Yeah.
And kind of turning games around. So I think she's in a fine position. But yeah, let's see.
That only leaves one more card, or I should say, hero. None other than shocker of the century here, Morten. Shield Maiden, you told me off air that you are a one-trick Shield Maiden, or whatever you said. So Shield Maiden, now the second best hero in my opinion, right? She did get that attack speed increase. Very, very, very slight attack speed increase. She doesn't put out a ton of damage though, so I do not factor that in as a massive buff. Her magic shield duration has been reduced by 1 second. That's pretty massive. 1 second is pretty big in this game. And then the magic shield cast speed has also been slightly increased. Her HP has also been reduced from 16 to 15. So all those changes to her magic shield and the HP reduction, only a very slight damage bump, is going to give her a nerf that I think was well deserved. However, to me, it does put her slightly behind Countess now in terms of the power rating on these heroes.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're starting game now after seeing this video, I would always suggest you to take a Shield Maiden, especially early game. If you're like early in the game, like yeah, she's so good and you should play her. You should use her early game. She's like, you have a big advantage every time you're facing other hero. Looks like you have like a big advantage. She's it's a she or he? I don't really know. It's a
she. Well, it's a maiden. It's a she.
Okay, it's a she.
It looks like, yeah.
She's like really solid. She's a really good tank. You can combine her really with great, like with everything basically. Like if you have spear guns level up, archers level up, she's like just doing a really great job. And she's just, if like a hero is OP, she might be the OP one, especially early game progression. Like if you're facing opponents which are like didn't take that, like took another hero, you like always have an advantage.
Yes, I feel like at least right now, early on in this game, I feel like I'm going against Shield Maiden 75% of my matches, if not more. Do you feel the same way?
Even like I'm currently like top 100 almost. Like I'm facing her 90% of the games.
Okay, wow, that's insane. So yeah, do you think do you think it's too early to talk about the I was gonna say the N word because that doesn't come out right? A nerf to the to Shield Maiden, or do you think that let's give it some more time here?
I would say like give it some more time until you see like all the level 10 abilities, because maybe level 10, as I told like before, the Archer Queen might be broken then, and let's just see like when all like some players, the best players in the world, are like kind of testing out the level 10 abilities from every hero. I want to say champion from Clash Royale, because before we're gonna nerf it now, and then you see, okay, maybe the level 10 ability from the Archer Queen is like completely OP, and then you nerfed already the Shield Maiden. It's kind of bad for the game, right?
Dude, I 100% agree with you. We need more time. We need more time. This is like over analyzing these heroes right now, or the minis like we did in our last collab, is akin to making quick judgments on your favorite sports team at the beginning of a season, right? It was like after one loss, they suck, or whatever. So I totally agree with you, but that's our opinion. You guys let us know how you feel about these heroes in the comments below. Subscribe for more Clash Mini content, obviously, and check out Morten's channel and his live stream and his Twitter. He's talking about Clash Mini. He's obviously really into it. You heard him. He's, you know, right outside the top 100, right there at the top 100. Any final words, thoughts, comments, Morten?
Try out the game before like saying it's bad, really. I just thought like first, it's maybe not my game, but now I'm playing it, I'm just addicted.
Oh, I am so hooked, man. I am so hooked, and I felt the same way. Leading up until the launch of Clash Mini, I was like, that game, I don't know about that game. But yeah, it gets its talons into you. It hooks into you pretty early on. It doesn't take long, and it's easy to kind of pick up and have, to kind of get the basics of pretty quickly as well. So,
yeah.
Morten, thanks again for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. Let us know again what you think of Clash Mini, what you think of the heroes. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care, guys.